Segment 3, Gold and Black Live. Stacy Clarity, Kyle Charters, just because the graphics not up, I'm pointing. Stacy's in red. Well, Kyle's in red too, kind of. A different kind
I think they can figure it out, probably.
I know. I think that's what we're hoping that they can. Though I'm not sure. At times we got.
They're a little feisty today.
Yeah,
aren't they?
very feisty, and
After
not surprising necessarily after the men's meltdown yesterday.
You want people to be passionate, though. You want passion.
Yeah, I think you need enough of it. You need some of that. And I don't mean to call the men's game a meltdown anyway. They obviously were more competitive than people expected them to be. It was just a disappointing finish if you're a Purdue fan. All right, we're turning to Purdue football. And I said 5 practices, am I right?
Yeah.
I said 5, that's good. And they were in pads for the first time. And I watched the boiler drill on the site last night. More competitive, or can you guys tell any real difference?
I think it's hard to tell, but I thought their spirit was good. They were physical out there. They were hitting each other, good-naturedly for the most part. Though they had a couple minor scuffles that got broken up pretty quickly. But that's not unusual. I don't think at all. It's hard. It's
It is hard.
Are they dramatically improved from 2013?
Don't
know.
I enjoyed watching the practice, though. I
Yeah.
mean, I definitely think it wasn't a thud tempo. I think Daryl Hazel still calls it thud tempo. It's
Does
not
he?
a Danny Hope thing, but we just heard it the most for Danny. But it was actual
Explain
live.
that for the
It was
rest of us.
actual live practice where they
Yeah.
were taking guys
Yeah.
to the ground. They
Yeah.
weren't just hitting them and then
Right.
being like, "That's a tackle," and walking away. They were actually really tackling people, which was nice to see after the first 4 days that were the 3 of the 4 that we got to see, where it was just either no shoulder pads at all or just shells. So I really liked the 11-11 work that they did at the end, where you were able to see guys like Robert Gregory, who is somebody we've been really interested to watch how he can adjust to that safety spot. I thought he looked like he did some good things. He admitted after practice he's still really trying to figure out how to play the position after never having played it before. But I was going to say Razan. That's not right.
We're gonna get his name right. Razan.
Razan, right?
Rajan.
We're trying to figure it out. We
Rajan.
were told we were wrong, and so it's taken us a while, kind of like the K1 thing to get
Rajan.
Rajan, yes.
Who told you we were wrong?
Well,
We told
I
ourselves
asked.
we were wrong, and then we asked, right?
Yes. So anyway, but when they did I think they call it the Steeler drill and not the boiler drill. But in that short, tight space, I thought he really showed his power a couple times, and that's what he can be for this team. I mean, we've talked at length, I think, about how much better conditioned he has to be, but I think you could really see just what he can do. He stood up, was holding his guy and then kind of arm tackled the guy with one arm, and just his strength there. I think he can really be a special player if he finally gets it.
You know who I like?
Keontae Green.
I do like Keontae Green. I like Delapo McCarthy.
Yeah, that's obvious though.
He catches the ball.
Yeah.
Everything. If it's up here, he catches it up here. If it's down here, he catches it down here. I like him inside in the slot.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I
is
think
tight
he
end a
can
good
be
spot?
Yeah, well, not as a blocking tight end,
Yeah.
but more of a hybrid tight end, slot tight end, third down tight end. You got a 3rd and 4. Put him right here and throw him the ball, and he can
That's
fall
technical.
forward, and
Yeah.
he can fall forward 4 yards. But yeah, he looks good. Will he play? We'll see, but he should play.
I think he's going to play. I mean, of course, we thought that last year.
I just had mentioned Keontae Green kind of in passing, but we saw him finally be able to do something when they were hitting him and him hitting back, and I was really impressed. One play in particular, he lowered his shoulder and went after the guy, and I think that's exactly what Purdue needs from that running back position, is a physical kind of guy.
Yeah.
And maybe he's it. He's small. He's small, but if he can be
He's
a little
compact,
physical, then that can be a good thing.
Not sure we're talking about the same play, but it was coming off the goal line. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, I was talking one in the open field toward the sideline.
Okay. Well, there was another one where I thought, they were doing the drill coming off, offense trying to get a first down coming off its own goal line, and I think it was a 2nd down and 5, and he just, sort of
I
plowed
know
right
what you're
up the
talking
middle and knocked a couple guys over to get the first down and an offensive victory. And, Purdue needs to be able to do that. They couldn't do it last year, and whether it's Mostert or Green, those would seem to be the 2 candidates to me to be able to do that. Somebody's got to. I think we sort of wrote a couple days ago in our analysis that, I don't know if they have an every down type of back. Maybe Mostert turns out to be that guy, but it's probably more likely that they're going to have to, piece it together a little bit based on guys' strengths. And they need somebody to step up as a between the tackles runner.
Yeah. All right, now to the other elephant in the room besides obviously pretty bad men's basketball, but the offensive line, offensive tackles. You got a chance to talk to them this week, and they're going to be just great. We'll talk about. what
I
they
did
have to
speak
say
with
to you.
JJ Prince. He was the only one we spoke with. We were able to had our choice of a interview, and so we chose JJ. Again, it's a little hard to tell. Even with the full pads yesterday, I think there's no question they have a long way to go, and I think everybody would admit that. But the way Prince is approaching it is like, hey, this is my chance, and I'm going to go out there, I'm going to fight, and I'm going to try to get better every day, and hopefully, hold down this spot in the spring as the number one, and then, just kind of use that momentum going forward into the fall. Now, whether he actually is the starting right tackle in the fall, we obviously don't know that, but I liked his approach at least, and that's something you want these guys to come out there and want it. It's not kind of like, well, we only have 4 tackles, so I'm the guy right now. But I liked his attitude about it, and so I think that's important too. And he admitted he needs to become more flexible. That's something that we've heard that is maybe his biggest weakness. He's a big guy, and you got to be able to bend some and block guys, and so I liked that part of it. Now, again, we'll see. And Jack DeBoof, I don't know if he's the answer either, but we'll find that out.
Well, in 2 11-on-11 drives yesterday, they gave up 2 sacks. Now the second team offense was able to overcome the sack that they allowed. The first team offense was not, but I think 2 sacks in 2 drives when you're only driving from your own 46 probably is not good enough. You got to be better than that, and it starts with those tackles. I think it's interesting that
Well, wasn't one sack up the middle though?
perhaps, but
I'm
still the
just-
offensive line.
right.
I'm giving it up. But yeah, don't.
I'm just saying, we were
confused.
talking
Don't
specifically
confuse.
about the tackles.
Don't bring the facts in here.
I just
We
wanted
don't
to
need
make
your
sure people
facts.
didn't think that we were only talking about the tackles. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah.
To me, J.J. Prince is your current best offensive tackle, and Corey Clemens is a right tackle coming in the fall. And David Heddlin is, as of now, going to be suspended the first 5 games. I still sit here and think to myself, who's going to play left tackle in the fall? I don't know. Somebody's going to have to move over there, in my opinion. And I don't know why it wasn't Prince now. He's always played right tackle from high school to
Yeah.
his first 3 seasons here to doing it here in the spring. So maybe that's why they just don't feel like he can make the move. But as
Who's
I sit
actually-
here right now, who?
Yeah, I don't
What do you got?
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, DeBoof is there right now, but again,
Yeah, but if you really are planning on having a whether it's Corey Clemens or whoever comes in and has a chance to play there, is there any sense? On the left side, is there any sense in putting Prince over there if you're ultimately going to play him there the whole time? And it's obviously what they have to be thinking. Obviously,
Not
they'll
my
think
my
that.
thought would be
Moving and
Prince
keeping
over
him.
now and keeping him there.
Yeah.
But they're paid a heck of a lot more money to try and figure this stuff out than I am. So they have a plan, I would guess.
All right, quarterbacks always a topic. And last week, yesterday, you saw in pads, as we've already hit on that subject. What have you seen so far to this week? What's different this week?
nothing. Do you think?
You talking about quarterbacks?
Yes, quarterbacks.
They're still rotating.
Yeah, as I look at it, though, it looks like a close race to me. I don't know. I think Danny Etling has the edge, probably, because I think that's the guy they want to be the quarterback.
Right.
But as you look at them play, they both bring some pretty good strengths to the field, I think. I don't think there's a bad choice, necessarily. But Appleby looks improved from last year, and they're rotating him, so we'll see if that really means competition. Does it mean competition?
I don't know. We talked about this on the radio show on Monday too. I don't know why you wouldn't give Appleby a real shot because of what the team did and what Etling did last year. He seems like he deserves it with the work ethic that he has and talent. He has talent too. So
But nothing tells you that they're not giving him a real shot.
right, no, that's true. I just kind of a feeling. I think we
Yeah.
both have. Don't you kind of
Yeah.
said that too? Etling is
Yeah.
their guy. It just feels that way. That you can let Austin get some reps with the ones and rotate them, but.
This is where everybody rushes to their message board, too, and says that we like one quarterback more than the other, which is just not true, by the way. I don't care which quarterback wins the job. For Purdue's sake, you want it to be the one that has the best opportunity to lead them to victory. But all I'm saying is, from my observations, it looks like a pretty close race. I think Purdue wants it to be that way. I think you agree.
Yes.
Outside of men's basketball coaches, they keep getting fired at us. We did have a question about the South End Zone project, and there was an event at Purdue after the Northwestern game was this past Sunday, and it was not a media event, as we understand, but talking about the South End Zone project, showing, I guess they showed some renderings. So we've talked to athletic officials, and I think there'll be some more media-related disclosure of what's going on there, but it was not an event that we attended. People were asking.
I didn't even know
if we had
about it.
pictures.
I didn't either.
Yeah, and I barely knew about it, but it was meant for the paint crew or some students that got a chance to see that. So we really can't bring you a whole lot up to speed on what the drawings look like of the South End Zone project. But as soon as we have that information, we'll pass it along, as they say. All right, any closing comments here as we shut down for another week? Obviously, the Purdue football team heads off to spring break, and they'll be back for their first practice on the following Tuesday. Is that correct?
I feel like we don't have any answers, but I feel like also we're not going to have any answers by the end of spring, too. There's so many things that are going to be decided in those 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or whatever it is that they practice before the opener. That left tackle, the linebackers, maybe the quarterback. I don't know.
Running back.
Back.
Any other positions out there we can throw in?
Well,
Well,
defensive end's
yeah.
interesting too,
Yeah.
depending on where they're going to put Ryan Russell, which they said he was going to be an end, and then Kyle noticed the other day that he was playing some jack again, so that changes things
All
as
right.
well.
That's why we get you coming back week after week on this show. We will not have a show next weekend. Next Friday we'll be back on the 26th. And as I said, I think we have one show still to do in April. We're just going to figure out which date, probably after the first or after the spring game or right around that time. So we'll keep you posted on that. I know you'll be all on your collective edge of the seats. Thank you guys very much, Kyle and Stacy, for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. And I want to thank Kim and Gordon and also Allie back in the back room, and all the folks that help us make this happen. And of course our sponsors, Hilton Garden Inn, Triple X Family Restaurants, and of course Bash and Rental, and who else?
Trent.
State Farm agent Trent Johnson. We've never
I'm here
wanted
for
to
you.
forget Trent.
Trent
I
is
know.
my agent.
.com.
There you go. All right, we'll see you in a couple of weeks on Golden Black Live, and we'll be talking football and much, much more at that time.